guys, and welcome back to the Ducks and Dogs podcast. My name is Mike here once again with my co-host Matt, but we're going to twist it up today a little bit. This episode is going to be purely NFL. I know that's like a sin, but
yeah,
this is going to be an NFL draft podcast, which is kind of college. Very seldomly consists of Oregon and Washington right now, but
yeah,
it fits. It's both teams have had a pick.
Both teams always get guys picked in the first couple rounds, so. Yeah.
Exactly. Oregon's had top 10 picks in like 4 of the last 5 years.
Yeah, Washington always has a first rounder, it seems. So
yeah, so and I have the draft up right now, so if anything crazy happens, I'll let you guys know. But that defensive end out of Houston just got picked. He's all right. But Kayvon Thibodeau, number 5 to the Giants.
5 overall. I was hoping he dropped to 9, to be honest. But
who had 9?
Seahawks.
Oh, you wanted them?
I am a Seahawks fan. And I joke all the time about, oh, my agendas are cooked. I would have actually wanted KT if he dropped to 9.
If KT dropped to 9, people needed fired.
Malik Willis was not taken 9th overall, and I am okay with that.
But now you might take him in the 2nd round.
Which I'm okay with that. That makes sense to me. The Seahawks, me being a Seahawks fan, kind of relates to Washington, the same area, right?
Yeah.
Kind of goes hand in hand.
I'm a Cardinals fan.
They did take Cross. Yeah. They did take Cross 9th overall, which I really liked. They didn't get cute for once because John Schneider is known for doing that in the draft.
Yeah, he was a safe pick.
Yeah, and it was a good pick, I think, and it's what they needed. So, interested to see how 40 and 41 go. I think if Kyler Gordon is on the board at that point, they will consider taking him because they do need corners.
Yeah.
But also, they'll probably take a quarterback with one of those picks also, I'd imagine.
I will say, we were talking about this before the podcast. If Michael didn't test so poorly, he'd probably be going in the 2nd round. But that combine was so bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. And I didn't know that until today when I was looking at the numbers. I was like, holy cow.
It was
he
bad.
Tested really bad.
Really, really bad. But and he had a really slow 40 time, but he's not slow. He's returned multiple kicks for touchdowns. And it's really odd that he tested so poorly. So I don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of similar to when D'Anthony ran like a 4.51 or a 4.52, and it was like, what?
Yeah. Interesting that Nakobe Dean is still on the board. I know we talked about that, but dude is good.
He's really good.
Really good.
He might have been the 2nd best player in the Pac-12 last year, outside of Kayvon, if he was in the Pac-12.
Outside of Trent McDuffie and Dylan Morris and Anthony Brown and
Anthony Brown.
When do you think Anthony Brown gets taken in the draft, Mike?
To World War III?
I would be shocked.
Listen, I said I wasn't slandering players anymore, but Matt set me up for that one. I had to.
Yeah. Sorry.
I can slander former players. I won't slander current players.
Yeah. I know, the thing is, I know somebody's going to take him.
Do you think someone's going to take him?
Somebody's going to take him. I think somebody's going to take him.
You think the yellow O being on the side of his helmet is going to make someone take him?
I think they're going to be like, oh, he played for Oregon. Oregon was good this year. They were pretty good.
He played quarterback at Oregon. He must have had good numbers.
Hey, look how Justin Herbert turned out. Got to be the same, right?
I did break something down because, I've always accepted it too, as Oregon 1st round picks are busts a lot of the time, which has been a narrative that has been brought up. It's like Oregon players in the 1st round probably going to bust. If you really look at it, they don't bust.
Give some examples, Mike.
DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, Justin Herbert, Penei Sewell, Haloti Ngata.
Yep.
And I mean, if you want to call Deion Jordan a bust because of his issues with substances, then cool. But he could play.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's a hard narrative to shake, even with all that given, just because the biggest names. I mean,
just
Mariota, and Thomas.
Thomas was drafted in the 6th round.
Was he?
Yeah,
oh my God,
because he tore his ACL.
Sorry, that's right. I forgot about that. Why did I think he was a 1st rounder? Matt does not know ball. Sadly,
the other 1st rounder in the 2000s was Akili Smith and Joey Harrington.
That's right, Akili Smith. Huh? He's a guy.
He blocked on Twitter.
Yeah, I feel like he's blocked most of Duck Twitter
because he got clowned on about that letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But Oregon players, especially in like the modern era, have done really well in the NFL. We're gonna have
Yeah.
4 or 5 starting corners in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Washington, you make the same argument. I mean, it's kind of a given they produce pretty good NFL talent.
but I don't think anybody ever says you guys produce bus. Just John
No.
Ross and quarterbacks.
John Ross, bleh, bad situation, but yeah, not
I like
turning out
John
well.
Ross. I've said on this
I do
podcast
too.
I like
Well,
him a lot.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, also
he's labeled currently
you,
as a bust.
when you also have the record for the fastest 40 time, a lot of the teams are.
He was
overlook the
overdrafted.
problems.
I will say, yeah, he was overdrafted. He shouldn't have been
You
drafted.
want to
that
talk about
high.
overdrafted? Jake Locker was overdrafted at 8. You want to talk
Keely
about that
Smith was overdrafted at 3.
one? That is always one, and I love Jake Locker. I grew up watching Jake Locker. Like, one of my favorite Huskies of all time. But dude, going 8th overall was not it.
Titans pick is in. Another Washington corner bust. I guarantee it.
No, you think so? Is that so, Mike?
I mean, they need a corner since their last one busted.
Give it some time, Mike. Give it
Dog,
some time.
no.
Give it some time, Mike.
I would give it some time if it
Oh,
wasn't that bad.
They did take a corner, but it wasn't Kyler. It was McCreary from Auburn.
I figured they were taking a corner because, like, I would have given it time if he wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
he looked pretty bad.
Give it time, Mike. Give it time.
Maybe his second team he'll be good. Over on the fucking Lions or some shit, or the Falcons. How do you feel about the Drake London pick?
I was a bit baffled, but also I felt like he was going to be taken that high. I'm not saying I don't like it. I just thought that Olave was going to be the first one off the board.
I think London gets too much hate. He gets too much slander. Like, if that man is healthy.
Yeah, I was going to say the injuries are what people are really looking at. And if they see a scheme fit, like, it makes sense.
I love how they just took McCreary with Booth still on the board.
Yeah, that was something.
Titans doing Titan things.
We don't talk about those truck stops, Mike.
No truck stops podcast.
No truck stops here, baby. No truck stops here.
Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting. How do you think that McDuffie's gonna do in Kansas City? He's probably gonna be what?
I think he's set up for success
because there's good corners in front of him.
And there's good development there. I mean, he might play right away, he might not, but he's got the tools to be able to develop and learn at an NFL level. And I mean, he's arguably already at almost an NFL level.
1 can of beans plus 8 packets of sugar equals Roger McCreary, according to ABC.
Nice. That's something.
That was a graphic they had on live TV. 1 can of beans and 8 packets of sugar.
I just these live television shows and events and stuff, I feel like recently, I know the NFL did it where they just had these weird graphics.
The NFL was telling people like how many people died and like how they were alive in the concentration camps and it was
one of my favorites is T. Higgins, one of T. Higgins when he got drafted, and it was like so and so family members were like drug addicts or whatever. It's like why do people don't need to know that? Like that's so
unnecessary,
insensitive. Yeah.
Unnecessary.
Like, I'm sure he doesn't want to talk about it either. Like,
yeah, bro. Like, what kind of bullshit? I watched Pat McAfee's draft show yesterday.
Yeah,
they were announcing the picks apparently before the TVs were.
I was gonna say because there were a lot of people. I was watching the official draft live stream, and I was like, I'm behind everybody else who's watching the draft right now.
Yeah, Pat McAfee's show had it apparently was ahead of like everybody, including people who were at the draft.
That's funny.
Because really what's his name? Glazer, who was at the draft, said Pat McAfee was getting it before him.
Guys just got the connections, man.
He had Cliff Kingsbury in the war room there. He had the Chargers GM in the war room there. He had a bunch of people who were in the war room right after they make their pick. Friggin' Hollywood Brown gets traded and on the plane calls into the show.
That's awesome.
Pat McAfee's doing great work over there, man. I love that show. It's not the typical basic copy paste show, and it's so much more entertaining that way.
Yeah, it's almost as entertaining as the Ducks and Dogs podcast.
Not quite as entertaining as the Ducks and Dogs podcast.
Well, maybe one day he'll get there.
Maybe if he denounces Mormonism.
You're really just sticking to this bit, aren't you? You're gonna
Forever.
ride this until it dies or we get canceled.
Or till it dies or we die, honestly. Like that's probably how it's gonna go.
Honestly, I don't know how many people are really that
They're on their horses right
giddy
now.
to defend the Mormon sports fan population. So,
How are Mormon sports fans? Can they even use TVs? Wait,
jeez,
that's
Mike,
Amish. That's Amish.
that dude. Okay, come on, man. Gosh. Come on, man. That's a bit much.
Anyways, back to the NFL draft. Who do you
Yeah.
who do you think is taken first, Verone or Gordon?
I gotta think Gordon. A lot of the mocks had Gordon sneaking into the first round. I think it's gonna be him because his combine was also half decent. So
What the fuck was up with that video they did with Gordon? Why was the camera so zoomed in?
I don't know, bro.
I quote tweeted, I was like, bro, zoom out. Holy fuck.
Up close and personal.
Bro, it was bad. Do you have any under the radar guys, Washington or not? But if you have
I
a
think
Washington one,
Otton.
that'll work.
I think because Otton had a bad go with the offense last year, I think
'Cause he
he's
has
gonna
Dylan
drop
Morris.
to this second or third round. I think he'll go under the radar, and I think he will be a good NFL product.
You know who
I
I think is
really
going to
do.
go under the radar because they had Anthony Brown at quarterback?
Oh,
Devin Williams.
yeah, I think
Devin
so.
Williams
What's he
is
projected?
a fucking undrafted.
Really?
He's
Wow.
a fucking freak.
Yeah. Brees Hall just got taken by
You know
the
who
Jets.
he's Brees Hall did? You know who he's going to
Yeah.
be like?
Who?
Juwan Johnson.
I could see it.
One of the bigger UDFAs. He gets a decent UDFA deal.
Yeah.
And
I
honestly,
think there will be a spot for him.
that late in
on
the draft,
some
it's
receiver
better to
board.
go, you get more money UDFA than you do as a pick.
Honestly.
Because you can
Being a sixth or
negotiate your
seventh rounder
UDFA.
is like, boo.
Jordan Scott got $2 million.
Yeah.
UDFAs get like a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
Or not UDFAs. 7th round picks get like 600,000.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
I'm a Cardinals fan, and I love what we did with our pick. We traded it for Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, wow.
I'll take
That's
it.
kind of a steal. Yeah.
Oh,
Don't know how they managed to figure that they wanted to do that, but
I'm still
okay.
standing by though. If we fucking whiff this Kyler situation and don't have Kyler in the next couple of years, I'm no longer a Cardinals fan. And
I think with the weapons on that offense, I think they'd be fine. I mean, granted, obviously Kyler's really good, and it wouldn't be quite the same without him, but I think they would be okay.
Colt McCoy gonna play quarterback?
Yes, sir.
Because we're not gonna
Best
be bad
backup in the
enough to get a
league.
top pick.
Yeah.
Go get Mariota.
Hmm.
It seems like the
Until
Falcons kind of believe in Mariota.
Yeah, no, I think they really want to use him.
They
Like-
might believe in him.
Yeah. That'd be
I
fun. I mean, they're
don't
giving him
believe in
Drake
his
London.
drip.
They got Kyle Pitts, like, working with some weapons now. That defense just got to figure it out.
But they still
They'll
got
be
Calvin
fine.
Ridley,
I think so.
but he's injury prone.
Yeah.
Either way, though, he's going to be running for his life, which is fine. He's used to
Or
that.
wait, wasn't? Am I tripping, or is Ridley the one who was like betting on games?
Oh, yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
Listen, this draft's been so nuts.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the
seriously.
Falcons roster because, like, let's be real.
just
Of
don't
both
get a
of our
lot going
teams,
for 'em
Mariota
besides
is the biggest
Falcons.
name who's playing in the NFL currently. And he's the worst player in the NFL out of all of our... But he's still the biggest name. Atlanta Falcons.
Out of all of what?
Out of all of the Oregon Washington players in the NFL.
Buda Baker? Hello?
Justin Herbert's a bigger name than Buda Baker.
Okay. I'd also argue that Justin Herbert's a bigger name than Marcus Mariota right now.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, I don't know.
I mean, also, Justin Herbert has been torching the league.
Yeah, he's insanely good.
So I'm kind of, yeah, definitely is more.
Let's
has
see
more
what
namesake right now than
position they
Mariota.
have. Oh my God, they're... Stop me when you hear somebody you've heard of. Alamide Zacchaeus, Austin Trammell, Auden Tate, Kadrell Hodge, Chad Hansen, Frank Darby, Demir Bird. Those are their wide receivers.
Yeah, I know those guys.
Their tight ends, though. John Rain,
Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, Braden Lennius, Parker Hesse, Daniel Helm. Half of these guys don't
You
even
know
have
what?
pictures.
You know what? Screw it. Send Kyle Pitts and Drake London at wide receiver 1 and 2. Honestly.
Hey, I've heard of Cordell Patterson at running back, but he's like
Yeah, he's
31.
yeah. He's he's found his role on that team though. And I mean he's the only weapon they had for a while.
They have another back who's also 30, Damian Williams.
Damian Williams. Oh my gosh.
They
It's been
have
a while since I've heard of him.
see quarterback. You can be like 30 and be fine, but
Yeah.
running back
Depends on
not
your
so
play
much.
style, but yeah.
Marcus has like no miles on his legs.
Well, yeah, he hasn't freaking touched a field in forever.
Touched the field in like 11 months. He played a game against the
Still.
Chargers.
Did he?
Yeah.
He did. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
The game was a godsend to Duck fans. Wow, their roster is terrible. Holy fuck.
Yeah, not just like I know their defense is awful. Like terrible.
Like dead ass, you know how bad it is that Mariota might be one of your best players? Holy fuck, they suck.
Yeah. I think they got how many picks do they have?
Not enough.
Apparently not.
Not a fucking enough. Oh my lord.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. Like if you're the Falcons, at least you're in a spot where like you could pick anyone. And it's not really a bad pick. Got that going for them.
Like, holy shit. So many white guys. That's how you know. No, but yeah, that's been crazy.
Yeah.
You know who's had a really good draft?
Who?
New York, the city in general.
I think so. The Jets have made some decent picks.
So
I
the
think
Giants.
Sauce was a bit of a reach at 4, but also with Stingley going off the board at 3, they kind of had to take him.
Yeah,
They haven't had a bad draft. Giants haven't had a bad draft.
Giants getting Evan Neal and Kayvon to me is insane.
Yeah. I mean, they were 5 and 7, so.
Yeah, but like I thought Neal and Kayvon could both go top
I thought
3.
Neal was gonna go higher, honestly. The top 5 was all defense, wasn't it? Because you had Walker, you had Hutch, you had
I thought that other tackle
Stingley,
went
you
first.
had Gardner, and you had KT. Top 5.
After KT? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't top 5 defense. Only one quarterback in the first round is nuts.
I haven't heard of that happening in a long time.
It'll be fun, man. The Falcons actually are picking again right now, and the pick is in for it. How long do we have? Do we have enough time for us to go over this last pick right here? We do it 17 minutes. I mean, we don't. You know who I think it's insane lasted the second round? David Ajabu.
Yeah.
I know he got hurt, but I had him as DE2 behind Kayvon.
Yeah. He was good. And I mean, getting hurt at his, pro day is a bad look. But
I think he's better than
still.
Hutch. I think he's better than Johnson.
Really? You think he's better than Hutch? Wow.
I think he's better than everybody but Kayvon.
I think Hutch is the most pro-ready D-end. I think he's the best pro-style D-end.
I think he's got the lowest ceiling.
I can buy that. But I also think day one, he would do the best out of all the D-ends right now.
I was talking about this in the group chat. What is the percent chance that Kayvon busts? Because the argument to go with Hutch would be he's a safer pick, he won't bust. What are the percent chance that Kayvon busts?
He also plays for the Giants. Like he's gonna have to do a lot probably because that defense is also not great.
Yeah, what if they get Odell back?
They won't. What?
Odell just replied to a tweet about it.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. And the Rams just gave his number away.
Him going back to the Giants would be something.
Because they have a new GM.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they have a new GM. So he was talking shit about the old GM and that tweet thing that was going on. It was interesting, but I would really like to see. I want to see some star power on the Giants.
Yeah.
LA's got all the stars. Now New York needs a bunch of stars. And
so the Falcons just drafted an edge. They drafted that edge from Penn State, Ibikiti?
Over a Jabo?
Yeah.
Is Jabo going to fall to the Seahawks?
I'm okay with that. They're also the Seahawks are going to take a quarterback, so
yeah.
One of them. Now they got 2 in a row though. Yeah.
Has Willis been picked?
Oh my God, the Bears picked instantly, bro. Dude, if
That's a
Jacoby
bad
Dean,
sign. If the team picks instantly right after
yeah,
you,
yeah.
who do the Bears get?
Dude, wait. Malik Willis is gonna be a Seahawk. Oh my god. It's gonna happen unless the Bears take him.
Y'all are
Yo.
poverty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love that little. Yeah.
I'm very outspoken being against Pete Carroll. I don't mind John Schneider, but I don't like
I like Pete Carroll.
I don't like Pete Carroll.
I like Pete Carroll for the sake that he ruins the Seahawks, and I'm a Cardinals fan. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there isn't a lot to talk about Oregon Washington wise. That's why we wanted to just chop it up draft, because we're gonna be
draft stuff.
working hard to think of things to talk about for the next couple
We're
months.
trying to get guests on. We talked about George coming on.
Yep, and we're talking about another big name coming on.
Yeah.
Won't mention that name yet until we can get an answer one way or the other on that.
Trying to get Pate back on too.
Always trying to get Pate back on, but you ducking the fate.
Yeah, he does reply to the Ducks and Dogs tweets sometimes.
Yeah, and he replies to the DMs every once in a while too. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll come on," and then
he has definitely exploded since we last
up.
had him on the podcast.
He has blown
which is
up.
good for him. Love the guy. He's great.
So it'll be good.
Good for him.
But yeah, we want to thank you guys for watching this episode. This is probably coming out either late Friday or early Saturday when you're watching.
I'll probably post it Saturday, so it'll be a weekend episode.
It'll be a weekend episode because I might not even edit it till 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of the Ducks and Dogs podcast. And until now, it's Matt and Mike signing out.
Later.